At the edge of her light, Dusk can see the yellowed eyes of a troll with equal parts speed and ferocity. A dangerous foe, and one that Dusk will not want to face out in the open. And so she must be wise, using the environment around her. Her night is far from over yet. Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. No hope, where, as you might be able to see down the bottom there, Dusk is overcome by despair. And that's because as of the most recent update to Experimental, it seems like there is something going on with the item rarity. We have new categories that we can choose. And of course, with this being a no hope run, I went for the hardest. And we'll see how that plays into things. If that's something on top of what we're already dealing with, then we may look at changing that. As on top of no hope, I also already have the item spawn rate down, so we don't want to be below 0. I think we'll start to notice that when we get to new zones, but that's a bridge that we'll cross when we come to it. Right now, we have a much more angry and aggressive bridge staring us in the face, and yeah, we are not going to face it here, no. Instead, we are going to try and see if we can make our way back towards the fence line so that we can fight it back at the fire lookout tower. Now, that is a little bit of a distance away, but we do seem to be faster than this thing right now. And that works in our favor, so we're going to try and make our way down there, jump the fence, and see if we can't blast it away with our AR. As right now, we don't really have much else that can damage the troll fast enough. Dusk, let's keep on moving. Okay, and we've actually made it back down here pretty quickly, and the troll seems like it's going to be stuck on the other side of the fence there. Wonderful. So, we're going to go and get that rifle back out. It doesn't look like it's full at the moment, so we'll go and reload that. And before that troll can get much further, let's start taking some strikes. And we're just going to be doing the regular aimed shots over and over again at this thing, and it does seem to be doing some pretty significant damage. This is the kind of range that Dusk does best with her rifle. Coughing heavily, she tries to keep her sights set on the creature, as while it is healing, we are damaging it faster than it can heal right now. And let's try and see if we can keep it that way. Much more? No, a few more good shots should do it, and there we go. Well done, Dusk. Let's get this thing reloaded. Let's actually just turn our light off again for now, but there is certainly still some kind of light on, so we'll see what's going on there. It's none of our lights. It is probably just coming from the glow stick that was dropped down here, but that seems significant. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely, that's what it is. Okay, so we're going to go and bandage our arm here, both of them, before we continue on tonight. We'll use these alcohol wipes there, very nice, and let's go jump on over that fence and, well, put the rifle away first of all, and then give that troll a good pummeling. Now, unfortunately, we are tired right now. We don't have much in the way of mana, but we have the night on our side. Now, when it comes to fighting goblins, trolls, we would probably stand a better chance of doing it during the day, because they do seem to struggle with light, but so too does Dusk. We are going to take a little bit of something for the pain though. We'll have a codeine for now to see if that will help, as pain will stop us from being able to focus on any of our telekinetic abilities, and we can't really afford to have that happen. I'm also relatively sure that we had a goblin warrior along with that troll, so we'll see if we can track them down wherever they might be out here. And oh, there we go. Okay, so do we want to fight you just as we are right now? Probably not. We want to have at least a few other benefits before we do, so we'll just back off a little bit further here, and we'll go and put our electrical discharge up. We could go for voltaic strikes, but I think we should be able to manage with what we've got for now. We just want to get the rest of our stamina back if possible. Doesn't look like that's going to be a possibility, so we'll just wait. And okay, we'll miss the first strike. We will back up, wait again, and it seems like our torso encumbrance is throwing us off balance. We don't actually have that much of an encumbered torso, having a look at it at the moment, but I suppose that hydration pack is starting to take a little bit of an effect. Encumbrance of 8, yeah, I mean that's up there. So is our ballistic vest. And the apron has a encumbrance of 4. 29 isn't bad, but when we're fighting something as nimble as this Goblin Warrior, that it does seem to be giving us some negatives. So let's try and help Dusk out. Using Knockdown, we're going to slam that Goblin Warrior to the ground, which does give us a better chance. We see that we do strike it, but we fail to pierce its armor there. That's a little bit better. We managed to shatter its armor there. Our pointed horns got through, and we managed to punch it then for 4 damage. We don't really seem to be getting much from our claws in terms of slashing, but that's okay. We'll take that for now. We've got a few more good strikes in there. We managed to actually force its weapon out of its hands, which is really good. And I think because of the shattered... Hang on a second. Your headlamp... Oh, it hit us in the head. It headbutt... No, sorry. We headbutt the Goblin Warrior, but we do no damage. Interesting that we're doing headbutts with Tai Chi, and of course we managed to damage our headlamp there in the process. Strange that that was the technique that we were going for there. And another headbutt? I guess it's maybe because of our horns, but it does seem like it's a bit, different as far as Tai Chi goes. Headbutting. Interesting. Yeah, I do wonder if that was because of the horns. I just can't recall us doing headbutts before, so yeah. We struggled with that goblin a little bit more than I would like. Obviously our cold is having a bit of an effect on us, so I think we're really going to have to watch ourselves if we are going to be fighting close up at all. I want to make sure that we do check some of the bodies as we are moving along, as we start to make our way closer towards the encampment. And I suppose it wouldn't go amiss having a light on for now. It does give us a little bit more warning, and we can always turn it off. We can always use our speed to get that little bit further away. And right now we have 3 Goblin Warriors up here, which is 3 more than I would like to be fighting right this second. At least, you know, just using our hands. So I think instead, in this instance, we are going to utilize our AR. And we're going to need extra light to do that. We've got a bugbear behind them over here. We'll let them get a little bit closer. We will fire, hopefully, at this one here. 39 damage, and it goes down. Okay, that must have been like straight to the head. Let's start to back up towards the side here. Steady up on this one as it gets closer. Hopefully this is the one that's going to make it. We were attacked by the goblin. Interesting. Stop aiming? No, ideally not. But yeah, we completely lost our shot there. We did manage to do a little bit of damage back to them though, which I'm guessing is from our electrical discharge, but we just took a load of damage there. We didn't actually seem to be able to move then. Were we grabbed? No, we were not. We were stunned. Interesting. So it must have taken a strike at us as we were trying to move away, and then all of those attacks came through afterwards. Well, I think we're probably going to have to rest before we try and do any kind of big attack here. We managed to get a grazing shot on this goblin. Let's just continue moving back here, keeping the AR in hand, aiming as best we can. We need to really be careful that once they get to that square right in front of us, that's when we decide to back up. And 38 damage seems to be enough to do it again. So I imagine if we just get like a solid shot, it's enough to take them down. And sure enough, that does seem to be the case. 42, really, really good there. Okay, all right, we've got one more creature here, the bugbear. Now it's probably going to be able to strike us from this distance, so we do need to be a little bit careful. We have managed to shatter its armor there though, so that's good. This is a little bit more distance across the kind of horizontal plane like that, so I don't know if it can grab us if we move across like that, so it's probably going to want to get closer. It's nearly dead at this stage. I'm just going to try and see if we can use a knockdown to push it into the ground. We can. It wasn't quite enough to kill it, so Dusk, let's put this thing out of its misery. Oh, and yeah, yet again, it manages to get an attack in. So I'm being very, very cautious with pausing the turns here, but it seems like more often than not, they can move and attack before we can react when they're moving in, so youch. Okay, let's go reload this. We'll put that back into our inventory, and it looks like we're probably going to need to reapply some bandages here. Yeah, unfortunately. And you know what? We probably want to put a good bandage on this left arm now that I think about it. The disinfection is still really good at the moment, but right now I don't think it's probably worth us pushing on. Tiredness must be taking an effect on us because we are really feeling it compared to how we were performing in the last. So we'll take these cash cards here, and we might end up having to go back towards the tower to sleep. It's not the best place to sleep, but well, it's certainly not the worst. One of these houses could also be an okay option for us, especially if they have a basement. Maybe we will just check that house down there and see how that goes. At the same time, we could push on just a little bit further. The goblin outpost is just there. As long as we don't face anything in melee, I think we'll be okay. You know what? Yeah, let's push on that little bit further. We're going to follow this trail of blood as we go, and I am also just going to make sure that we didn't miss anything when we were looking through these remains the first time that we were here. We'll smash up that war corpse. We certainly don't want that coming back, and it looks like we still have our gloves up here. Stormfist. Now, I'm going to go and wear these, because we can actually wear them on our hands. We'll smash those corpses there as well. And I really don't know if while we're wearing them, we're able to utilize them as a weapon, because we can see that they do offer protection. So I assume that you are meant to wear them. They protect our fingers, our lower arms, and we can see that they actually do have melee damage associated with them. It's not great though. And in general, I think we're seeing our melee stats kind of shift. I think there's probably been a little bit of a change, a little bit of rebalancing recently. So we may need to, just for safety's sake, stick to range combat for a little bit until we can get a feel for our unarmed combat again. I don't think those gloves are going to be around for all that much longer. I mean, 169 turns. We've actually made it to the outskirts of this encampment, and would you look at that? Gore, bones, and blood. Human remains on display outside of this encampment. No doubt the residents of this town here, Bakersfield, grim. But I suppose they gotta eat. And well, Dusk, she has her own needs, knowledge. And while it's unlikely that the goblins will have hoarded some of that knowledge, they may yet still have things that she can trade to Valzane. And so cautiously, she will enter here. And it's pretty freaking quiet, all things considered. Okay, we're going to keep the light on for the moment as we rifle through the sacks here. Some dehydrated fruit, we'll take that. So it's not all meat. They've got a little bit more variety in their diet. What would Elliot say? Some of this has already spoiled, so we'll only take stuff that's good. The stuff that's old, it's not really worth it. We've got ourselves a feral goblin here, so it seems like they are dealing with the infection as well here. No one in here. We've got a copper hatchet, some throwing axes, a canvas sack, and some makeshift wooden arrows. I'm not sure how many, and we're hearing quite a bit of activity towards the north, it sounds like. Okay, let's be wary. We may have other feral things here. A feral warg does not sound like fun. Okay, and in here, looks like more arrows, some short corded rope. We'll take that just in case we end up taming any animals. Another feral? Indeed. So it seems like they're able to take care of their own well enough when they end up turning. Yeah, so we'll take these three, but we won't take the old dehydrated vegetable, just because, yeah, that's going to be going off soon. Over here, a copper hatchet and a bone shiv. And this is where the noise was coming from, and it's seemingly inside this building. Okay, alright, so I'm thinking light off, probably. If it's a feral, we can fight it hand to hand well enough. We do need to be careful if it is goblins or more orcs, or the worst would be a troll. But for now, we'll just get out the AR and we'll just reload it, make sure that it's fully topped off, and we'll see exactly what we're dealing with here. Okay, we're dealing with a fair bit of trouble. We've got goblin slingers, goblin warriors, wargs. There's an orc warrior in there, so not ferals at all. Okay, that's a little bit more of a problem. So we're gonna start to back up. We're actually hearing noise over here now as well, surprisingly enough. I think it's probably an echo that we're hearing. Now the slinger will probably try and take a sling at us. Didn't get a chance, but we got a grazing shot there. I'll take the grazing shot for now. There's still a chance that we could have a rock sling our way in just a moment. Okay, let's manage our stamina. We're just going to keep on backing up like this. Creatures will get closer. Another grazing hit. I think they're just that little bit harder to strike. We'll see. 5 damage. Now, I do wonder if we're suffering from the lack of light. I'm concerned about turning too much light on at this stage. I really just want to try and see if we can take one of the creatures down here. We're attacked, stop aiming, no. All right, get that shot off, excellent. The slinger is down. Okay, we got minor bleeding on this one at the front here, so we'll probably try and go for that one next. Let's see, steady up, steady up. Okay, the shot goes wide. Backing up again. If we can get them into a line, it will work even better because there's a chance that, you know, if we miss one, the shot will go through and hit the other. Okay, we managed to hit them in the helmet then. Bad bleeding, so that one's probably going to bleed to death, so we can turn our attention instead to the Orc Warrior here. That's getting closer. Now I need to be really careful that we don't let it take a strike at us. We managed to shatter its body armor there, and that's really significant damage. Closer again, we've just had the other one bleed out, 37 damage, heavy arterial bleeding. Okay, so the Orc, no doubt, will bleed out before too long. So I want to try and see if we can focus on the others, but it really depends on how long that Orc has left to live. Okay, I mean, we'll hold the shot for now. We'll see how this goes. Waiting for them to get closer. There we go, Dusk. Nicely, nicely done. So it looks like it's going to be able to keep up with us for a little bit longer. I want to try and see if we can maybe turn our attention towards the other. They may have just dropped. We'll see in a moment. As this one gets closer here, Dusk, one shot, one kill. Well done. Well done. No doubt there are going to be others though, so let's get ready. We're going to start to just feed some more ammunition into that magazine. And we're going to take a moment here to just check over each of the remains. Smash that corpse there. Scrap leg guards on this one. An old wallet on that. And that is a warg. Okay, alright. Steadying up. We don't want that to grab us, but it's pretty big and we seem to have a really good chance to hit it. A good hit of 49 damage is really nice. Let's start running, get that little bit further here. We seem to be just faster than it at the moment when we are running. Heavy arterial bleeding. Whoa, it still managed to get a pretty good strike in on us. Okay, careful Dusk, careful. There we go. That's down. Okay, so same again. We are just going to go and reload this. It's minor bleeding on our arm at the moment, but I think it's probably still worth us putting a fresh bandage on that. Let's just see. It's very good at the moment, so no, we'll leave it as it is. We could probably put some pressure on the wound, so we'll put that rifle away for just a moment here. There we go. And we'll grab it back out again. Okay, getting closer now. We'll turn on our light. And we'll see if we had anyone else in there. I feel like there were more in there, and that's probably the case. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I mean, there's a slinger. Are you the only one that's left at this stage? Possibly. Are you likely to charge out here? Yup, and so is your friend. Okay. All right, we'll take that shot. 63 damage. Okay, very nice. We will take it, and we'll steady up. Wait for the next to get close. That's another slinger. We will not stop aiming. I think we're fine. It reflected off of our torso. Thankfully, these rocks aren't traveling at the velocity that ferals throw them. That's another down. Okay. And I think while they are kind of recharging their sling, they do seem to get a little bit closer to us. And that works out for us in this instance. I think that is everyone. Okay. All right. So let's see what else we have here. Nothing. Nothing really. Some more dehydrated vegetables? Yeah. Over here? Nothing special, nothing sacred. Lots of human remains, but beyond that, was all of this, the ammunition, the time, the effort that was spent here, was it worth it? I gotta say no in this instance. We aren't aware of anyone actually surviving, living in Bakersfield, so while Dusk can think that maybe it's going to be a heroic action to clear out this goblin outpost, all she's doing is putting herself in danger for, you know, no good reason. Now, we do have a library here that we can still investigate. I think it's probably going to be worth us trying to check that tonight. So I think our best route to get there is probably just going to be going straight along the street here. And if we're dealing with zombies, we can just go back to fighting in melee there. Before we put that rifle away though, just good practice, let's make sure that we top it off, put that back in the inventory, and turn safe mode on. We aren't in any kind of pain right now, but we can see that our Our protective electrical currents are nearly gone, as we see a shocker in the distance there. So we'll probably try and stay away from them for now. We've just seen a skeletal zombie to the south here. The coughing is probably going to draw more of the dead towards us, unfortunate as that is. And right now, I think we're probably just going to try and see if we can cautiously move between them. That zombie predator has to go. So we're going to be using a force shove to push that away into the night, hurling it away from us, and that hunter, let's see if we can quickly strike that down. Now, yeah, we are headbutting like quite often here, and we're kicking as well. We don't actually seem to be using Tai Chi, which is interesting. At least it seems like there has been a change to melee. We are blocking. I mean, are we getting the other stance benefits? It seems like we are. Okay, let's keep on moving around for now. We've got some more activity happening in this building right ahead of us. We're hearing bonks over towards the west. Okay, oh boy, and that's Zombie Necromancer. Okay, so we want to stop sprinting now because we need to try and just work in bursts where possible. Okay, what have we got going on over here? It's a portable generator. Was a portable generator. It's very, very wrecked right now. And there's a lot of noise going on down here as well, so that's going to attract a lot of the dead. It's also going to attract this zombie predator, who I would rather we don't face. But unfortunately, there is something here that's stopping us from using our powers. There is a dull sense of loss. Okay, let's keep on moving. Is it you that's doing that to us? A zombie breaker. An enormous hump takes up most of the zombie's back, fusing its head directly into its torso. It moves slowly, but seems more aware than most of its kind, constantly looking around rather than staring blankly ahead. When you look directly at it, you feel a cold chill at the base of your skull. Right, and there's a giant fly corpse there. Okay, alright, well, stamina is getting a little bit lower than I would like. There's a giant fly there, so hopefully that takes a little bit more of the interest. It's certainly taken interest in us, which is unfortunate, and there's a lot of activity up here by this building here. Is it just a house? What is it? It's a car dealership. Okay, guys, you go for that. We're going to go for the library, and it seems like the predator has gone for the fly. It's taken the bait. Let's hope it stays that way. Now, what do we got here? Security van? Okay, so there probably isn't a good chance of us finding anything worthwhile in here, but I'm still just going to have a quick little look, you know? And I'll probably call it there. That's the car dealership that we're seeing. And that's a shriekling that's probably just made a considerable amount of noise. That's okay. It's going to draw dead to that location. We just need to try and not make any noise over here as we attempt to enter the library. And we'll see what we can get. Okay, zombie. Hello, zombie. All right, we stab it. We managed to kick it there for 4 damage. Yeah, I think the problem is that we just don't seem to be doing as much damage with kicks, because kicks kind of isn't our thing. So I'm not sure why we're doing them all of a sudden. Okay, so we're probably just going to try and push away off into the night, and you're back already. Okay, let's send you away again. See if that buys us any time. And my gosh, there are so many books here. Now, from what I understand, these books, oh boy, to Val Zane, they are gold. So if we can try to bring as many as we can, that would be fantastic, because I mean, they're tales, right? He's interested in tales. Maybe that's how we can kind of trade with him. If not him, then I think we will be able to trade that to the librarian. Okay, pretty good damage, 38, but it's not good enough. This is a necro boomer. We could probably try and bring it inside here. It looks like we've also just, I was going to say, yeah, there are lots of pieces of books that are around. Okay, hey, you're being a real pain in the ass right now. Mind Hammer again, 35 damage. Good, but not enough. One more, and that'll do it. What did you drop? A backpack, and you made a lot of noise. So we are definitely going to want to try and get these things here, but the most important thing to me right now is more knowledge. So we're going to try and see if we can find books that can actually help us out, but the fact that there's so many of these here is kind of wild. Yeah, lots of pieces, more pieces over here. Okay, and we've just got a regular zombie over here. Let's draw you in towards us. Good work, Dusk. We lost that one, unfortunately, in the mess there. Such is life. Okay, just so many for fun books, and usually it would be like, that sucks. But yeah, the question is, how are we going to transport all those books? Yeah, how? How do we manage that? Well, we'll have to come up with a plan. Are there any books that we can actually learn from here? Okay, Historic Weaponsmith, we've already read it. There may be others on this side here. Doesn't look like it. So, lots of books. Very good news. But how are we going to take them with us? I mean, we could load up as many as we can into our backpack. Are there things in our backpack that we could potentially get rid of that we aren't going to need? We have 154 items in there right now. And there's only 16 liters remaining in terms of volume that we have left. So let's have a look at these books and see how much we potentially could take. 0.6 liters worth of volume. We could probably take a fair few books here if we give it a shot. Let's just select everything. Oh yeah, I mean, that's going to be over volume. It's certainly going to be overweight, but weight isn't so much of an issue for us right now because if most of those are going into our backpack, we are not going to feel that weight at all. So to be certain that that's going to happen, we are going to select our rucksack and we're just going to say insert, and we're going to have a look at the books that are around here, and I'm just going to go through and select them all. Oh, and we can see that we're like immediately over over the volume that we can take. Okay, so we are definitely going to need another method of dragging them back because we can't just bring them back like hauling them along the ground. We are going to need to haul them in something. So we've got a grocery store just up here. There is a chance that we may be able to get a cart. Even if we're just dragging that cart along the ground, we have the strength to do it. So even if it doesn't have wheels, we can probably still make that work for us. So yeah, I mean, the car dealership, there aren't going to be workable cars. I'm a pretty optimistic person, but this is no hope. There aren't going to be any. Oh boy, holy feral. You kind of came out of nowhere there, buddy. Okay, let's smash that corpse and we'll check your remains. You gave me such a fright there. Let's actually check your cash card just to make sure that, well, okay, it's a considerable amount. We will take that. We've got a skeletal zombie here who I'm probably just going to want to try and leave alone for now. Okay, incandescent husk. We'll let you be nice and bright right ahead of us. Okay, that's where I'd rather you not be. But you seem to be moving, so that's good. You just keep on going there. That shocker was coming for us as well. It was beelining straight towards us. And there's a lot of goop out on the road, so I think we've probably got a pupating zombie around here somewhere. That's fine, as long as it's not right by us. The grocery store is here. Let's make our way around the front and see what we can see. Okay, we've got a zapper, and we've got a shady zombie that's managed to grab a hold of us, but we got you taken care of. Headless horror. Okay, let's maybe go around the other side of the store. See if we have any luck out this way. I mean, it's also a grocery store, so it's probably worth us actually having a look inside to see if we can munch down on anything. Climbing over this here. All we need is a cart. Doesn't need to be working. Doesn't need to be great. Just have something that we can put things inside, and it's not looking great, folks. It's not looking great. Okay, we'll crack that open. Okay, looking behind here, nothing. This place has been super looted, and it does make sense. It's just unfortunate that we don't have a single shopping cart in here. Not one. Okay, what's this over here? It is a book. I mean, hey, sure, we'll take it. We want more books. Disappointing. Very disappointing. I mean, I'm just double checking because sometimes they are kind of out the front still. Right. We'll mark that as explored. That sucks. That was nice and close. That was super helpful. Don't think the salon is going to have one. The small warehouse may have something that we can use to carry stuff with. Sporting goods store, very, very unlikely. The hardware stores are also unlikely as well. I mean, actually, in saying that, there could potentially be a wheelbarrow at the hardware stores. But the same could be said for the warehouse. I think starting off the warehouse is probably going to be what we want to try and do next. So let's give that a good shot. Okay, oh boy, we're just gonna maneuver our way through this horde here. That screech is not good. Okay, we've been grabbed. We've managed to break that grab. Let's get away because my gosh, there's a lot of dead around here. And especially the kind that makes us that much weaker. They reduce our mental faculties to the point we cannot use any of our telekinetic powers. making us far, far weaker. Now, this is like a little garden plot. So, community garden. There is a possibility that we could find a wheelbarrow there as well. God, where did you come from, zombie hunter? Come on. Okay, there we go. Ouch. Painful. Let's just put some pressure on that wound there. We may have enough time out here to drink this lemonade. Wouldn't mind giving that a go. We really don't taste it though, but the calories we will take. Okay, there could be an alarm here. There isn't, but there is a freaking zombie wrestler. Okay, all right, so I'm probably going to want to try and utilize our telekinetic abilities here. We're going to try and push that one away, and we manage. Okay, so we want to try and get you pushed back against a wall using as much telekinetic force as we can. That will be doing damage. I think it's landing in the boxes there. Okay, it's not doing enough, so we're going to hit it with a mind hammer, slamming it into the ground, only doing 16 damage. We did down it though. Let's just try and maneuver around the space here. We are aware that it can grab us, so we need to be careful of that. It's also probably... Wow, you've got an insane reach. That's like 3 squares pulling us in. Yeah, you've got some long arms on you, buddy. Okay, we're going to try and see if we can push you back from this position here. We succeed, but we don't. Okay, interesting. Let's try and do that again. Shoving you back against that wall there, managing to down it. I think we're just going to try and hit it with another mind hammer. And we lose concentration on it. Hot damn. There's an 8.4% chance that that fails. We succeed there. 40 damage was much more what I was looking for. It's downed and staggered. Thing is, we don't have to kill this thing. At the same time, I don't know what we're going to find in here that we might actually want to use now. Let's see how much damage we can do to it by sending it back against a wall, if possible. Right, that's a pretty good lineup. We're gonna go for a push. Okay, I mean, we are damaging it. I'm just trying to be more cautious here. Probably more cautious than I need to be. Right now, we are feeling weaker. Let's go for a mind hammer. 43 damage again, very nice, downed and staggered. One more good push should be enough to do this. And so with that, the wrestler is dead. Okay, Dusk. Alright, so no doubt there's probably going to be a bit of activity outside. We were making noise then, so things would have heard what was going on. We're going to try and see what we can find here, if there is anything of use. Unfortunately, we haven't found any carts. We're not going to find anything like that just in a freaking box. Also, car, you don't work. Slacking wheels, yeah, kind of needs that. I really don't think it's going to be worth us going through each of the crates here. I mean, you never know, you never know. Friendly, humane fashion. Okay, sure, we'll pick that up. It's probably going to be about making garments with faux fur and whatnot. Got a plastic tumbler there. Probably not bad for keeping drinks on the go. It doesn't have a lid though, so we won't worry about that. We've got a hydration pack, and that's going to serve us for most of those needs. Lots of drinking glasses, stuff like that. Just double check we don't have anything cool in here. A lug wrench. I think this might actually... What is that at the back of that there? It's a refrigerated van. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Vehicle mounted cooler. Neat. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here is we are going to remember this vehicle. It'll mark it on the map. And so when we look here, refrigerated van. Okay, good to know that that is out there. So next thing for us to have a look at is this little garden here. We'll see what we got. Regular water in here. Okay, not bad. We could dispense some of that. I think, well, we're already hydrated. We've got 8 water left at this moment, so there's no point in us recharging that right now. We've got some liquid fertilizer in there. Old Dusk would have absolutely loved that stuff, but right now that'll kill her. I mean, heck, would have done the same to Elliot. He wasn't quite full plant yet. Ah, dear. No wheelbarrows, nothing of the sort. Hey, we do have a tricycle though. So there, those 2 options are down. Parks, probably not going to have anything that we want either. Realistically, we don't have that far to travel to get things to the Forge of Wonders. And another thing that we could do is just wear a really big backpack. If we can find one, if we can find a decent one. Ooh, there's a lot of goo down here. Not a fan of that. Oh, and there's a boomer glutton. That'll be the goo. Okay, let's just try and leave that in the past if we can. Move around all of this mess. Oh boy, there's quite a bit of it here, isn't there? So if we can get back down towards the library, we can try and see if we can find any kind of big backpack. And I mean, we might be able to get something like that from a sporting goods store. What we'll probably end up doing is just wearing our actual pack and then just having another carrying tool in our lifting field. So in the past, large cardboard boxes have been pretty good for that. And in saying that, we did have quite a few boxes back there, but with how many homes are around here, we're certainly going to be able to find some in basements if that's the route that we want to go down. I just need to be a little bit cautious now as to how we decide to move through this space, because there's a lot of activity in this town. Okay, well, yeah, there's a lot going on there down to the south. So let's not go towards the car dealership. This house, though, should still be okay. Let's see what we got going on in here. Ideally, we find a basement. But looking at them now, the kind of houses they are, I don't think we're going to have any in that. That's okay. There are other houses around, and that's a volleyball court. Interesting. I don't think I've seen one around here before. That's a beach volleyball. Well, neat. Suppose we can also just check in this house here. We've got a nice open window, nothing in the kitchen. Okay, a little bit of noise down below, and we do actually have a basement. So we're going to go for that. We're going to see what we have waiting for us down here. Cockroaches, 3 of them, and nothing else. So we'll leave them to it then. Really not much else that we could want from a house like that. Let's head across the road, see what we can find. I mean, there is this open sewer here, so just have a look around. Got some lockers. Don't think we're going to have anything super interesting down below here. Yeah, let's stay away from that for now. Ooh, okay, so we have talked about trash cans before, and this one is draining, but we should be able to drag it around. Sure enough, we can. Okay, so having a look at it here, look at that literage. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's go move all this stuff out of there for now. And so, okay, that's exactly what we needed. Now all we need to do is get to the library in one piece and, bring everything into there. We are only making one sound at the moment, other than when we're coughing, so hopefully we can kind of keep that up for now. I'm trying to think about the safest route for us to go. I mean, that's a mess right now, that house. We have another cart here as well, but that's completely destroyed. Okay, so we've got a problem ahead of us. We'll get rid of that decayed zombie. We'll try and see if we can throw that slathering biter off into the night. Okay, the library is just to the south of us right now. There's been just a lot of death. Feral humans have died here, it looks like. Yeah, 2 feral humans. Okay. And, I mean, other dead as well. Was that us? It could have been. It could have been. We have a way into the library through the back here, but maybe we take this route over here. Gosh, still so much noise. The cough's not great. Okay, we're being trailed by a singular zombie at the moment. I'd rather them not be in our trash can like that if we can avoid it. Hey, we managed to get a palm strike off. Okay, there we go. It's happening. We've still got some skill. All right, so let's try and navigate through here if we can. And now we just need to start trying to put pretty much everything that's around here, like all of these books, there's so many of them, into our little rolling trash can. So, oh, a slathering biter has been spotted. Where? Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, it's to the north of us at the moment. But the shade zombie is more of a problem right now. So, yeah, we'll deal with that first. Oh, man, come on. The noise. All right, slathering biter. Let's take that out. Good work, Dusk. Nicely done. Grappler, you are a problem, aren't you? Okay, so we're going to have to use our force shove to pull it through the window towards us. Did that? It worked, and we went straight back into our sorting menu for some reason. Okay, well, let's grab a hold of that again and see if we can continue sending most of everything over. We don't want the chocolate-covered books and whatnot, so I'm just going to do it one at a time. Oh, and that's a snot gobbler. Okay, well, we'll maybe just try and hit that with a mind hammer. Oh, that'll do it. And unfortunately, that was a little bit on the loud side. Okay, that's all of those books and that little section there. Grabbed. Fantastic. Moving on to the next. Oh, and we got a skeletal zombie here now. Okay, so we'll let go of that for the moment, and we'll try and see if we can pull it through again towards us. Excellent. Through the glass, right towards us. Oh, skeletal zombie's putting up a pretty good fight here. Let's try and see if we can slam it back against the bookshelf. We can. Dusk, nicely done. And we've only got a few other books here to grab. Excellent, that's that. So, keeping this in hand, let's go around to the other side. And we want to make sure that we're not taking the pieces of books. That's something I wasn't checking before, because that's just, well, it's going to be taking up unnecessary space. Yeah, okay, we only had a few, so let's just go and dispose of those for now. And heading down to this next lot. Oh, that's all the books on this side. Wonderful. This trash can is amazing. We will just have to try and push this table out the way if we can. There we go. Just so that we can actually drag our trash bin around here. Okay, I think that's legitimately everything here. And we, my gosh, yeah, 340 liters worth of books. That's 190 kgs at the moment. It takes some time to move the rolling trash can. I'm not surprised. So what we're going to do there is enhance our strength just so that it's going to be that much higher. 38, so we should be able to carry this, or rather drag it just that much easier. And with this now in our hands, my gosh, that is such a good haul. Even if we get a small amount for each book, that is going to be an incredible amount of wealth. The trash can is draining. Luckily, we don't have any liquids in there right now. But believe me when I say that what we have right now is treasure. And I can't wait to trade that treasure in for real treasures. But that, Legionnaires, will be in the next episode. So please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. Dusk had a hard time tonight when it came to fighting. She had to rely on a rifle much more than she has in the past. She must remember, of course, that, well, she's tired and she's also suffering from a cold, so she isn't invincible. Any small mistake can turn into a tragedy, a lesson that she's had to learn over and over. But Legionnaires, once these books are traded in, when Dusk feels like she's gained enough knowledge here, she will push on. She will continue that journey eastward. And so, for now, I've been Rycon, you have all been awesome, and until next time, stay